Hi friends, and welcome back to Senior Money USA, the channel dedicated to helping you keep your retirement years stable, comfortable, and handled with confidence. Today we're talking about something that could directly affect a lot of seniors. So pour yourself a cup of coffee, get settled, and let's walk through it together. You've probably seen or heard mentions of President Trump's new order related to benefits, and if you're asking yourself what it actually means for you, your spouse, or your parents, you're in exactly the right place because this isn't just abstract government language. These are potential changes that may touch Social Security, Medicare, and other programs many older adults depend on every single day. I'm going to break it down in plain, everyday language, what might change, who could be affected, and what kinds of steps you may want to consider so you can protect yourself and your household as much as possible. No unnecessary drama, no confusing technical terms, just information you can actually use. By the time we're finished, my goal is that you feel better informed, better prepared, and more confident about what may be coming. So stay with me and let's keep you ahead of the curve. And if at any point this video helps you, tapping that like button really does make a difference because it helps us bring timely updates to more seniors who need them. When headlines about a new presidential order on benefits start popping up, it can feel like a lot to process. You may find yourself thinking, does this affect my Social Security check, my Medicare coverage, my long-term retirement plans? And that's completely understandable. These benefits are a core part of your life and you've spent years earning them, so any hint of change can feel unsettling. What I want to do here is slow things down and walk you through it carefully, in clear English, the way you might discuss it with a trusted friend at the kitchen table, step by step, without pressure. First, let's quickly talk about why orders like this get issued in the first place. Governments regularly adjust rules around benefits, sometimes to manage costs, sometimes to update eligibility, and sometimes to make processes more efficient. We're not going to debate politics here. That's not the goal of this channel. But we do care about what this could mean in practical terms for seniors. And based on what's been outlined so far, there are some key areas worth paying attention to, which is why it's better to learn about them now than be surprised later. One of the biggest topics, of course, is Social Security. For millions of older Americans, that monthly payment is the backbone of their budget, covering housing, groceries, medications, and those unexpected expenses that pop up. Under this new order, there may be changes to how benefits are calculated for certain groups, which could mean some people might see small adjustments in their monthly amounts, while others may see little or no difference at all. The reassuring part is that if you stay engaged and informed, you can make thoughtful choices that help safeguard your income, and I'll walk you through general steps you can consider. Healthcare is another major concern, so we need to talk about Medicare. Anytime you hear about adjustments that might touch your medical coverage, it's natural to feel nervous, especially when insurance rules already feel complicated. This order could influence the way certain benefits are administered, possibly affecting coverage for prescriptions, doctor visits, or preventive services. But being aware of this now gives you a chance to prepare, reviewing your current Medicare plan, confirming what it includes, and talking with your plan provider or a qualified advisor can give you clarity so you're not left guessing. Many of these types of changes, if they move forward, do not take effect overnight. They often come with timelines and implementation periods, which means there is usually a window of time to understand the details and adjust as needed. Instead of viewing that as nothing but a source of stress, think of it as an opportunity to get organized ahead of time so you're steering your own ship rather than reacting at the last minute. We're talking about taking an active role in managing your benefits, not being caught off guard. I also want to take a moment to speak to how this can feel emotionally, because that part is just as real. It is very normal to feel worried when you hear that income, healthcare, or long-standing programs might be changing. Many seniors already work hard to stretch their money, keep up with bills, and maintain a lifestyle they're comfortable with, and news like this can shake that sense of stability. But remember, you are not facing this alone. Millions of other retirees are dealing with the same questions, and staying informed is one of the strongest tools you have. Knowledge doesn't just give you information. It can also bring a sense of calm, and that's exactly what I want this video to offer. Let's shift into some practical things you can do. This is general information, not personal financial advice, but there are some broad strategies that can help most people feel more secure. For example, keeping your contact and banking details current with Social Security and Medicare, checking your benefit letters regularly, and paying attention to deadlines for any enrollment or plan changes can save you from last-minute headaches. Think of it like getting your car serviced before a long drive. You don't want to find a problem when you're already halfway down the road. Planning ahead with your benefits works the same way. The more prepared you are, the smoother things tend to go. It's also important to remember that not everyone will experience the same kind of impact. Some seniors may see only minor changes, while others could feel more direct effects depending on their income level, the type of benefits they receive, and their health coverage. That's why it's so important to understand your own specific situation. Review your own Social Security statements. Take a look at your Medicare summary notices, and if you're uncertain about something, contact your local Social Security office or Medicare helpline and ask. No question is too small when it comes to your financial security, and sometimes just getting a clear answer can cut your stress in half. Another thing I always like to highlight is the role of community. Seniors helping each other by sharing information, tips, and experiences can make a big difference. As you watch this, think about someone you know, a neighbor, friend, or family member, who might also be affected by these changes. Having a conversation over coffee, comparing notes on what you've learned, and talking through concerns together can make everything feel more manageable. Because facing change feels less heavy when you know others are walking through it with you. Looking at the bigger picture, it's important to remember that updates to programs like Social Security or Medicare are part of an ongoing process of policy changes over time. They do not automatically mean everything will get worse, but they do mean you need to pay attention and respond thoughtfully. By staying up to date, you put yourself in a position to make choices that protect your comfort and stability. In fact, sometimes policy changes bring new options or programs that can work in your favor. New types of plans, different coverage choices, or adjustments that better match your situation. When we dig into the details carefully, instead of just reacting to the headline, we often find that there are paths forward. I also want to keep this conversation grounded in real life, not just numbers. We're talking about your health, your budget, your sense of security, and that's why I'm trying to talk to you in a relaxed, conversational way rather than sounding like a formal report. I want you to be able to pause, take notes, replay parts of this if needed, and absorb the information at your own pace. By the time we're finished, I want you to feel calmer and more equipped to deal with whatever changes eventually come. Before we get into any deeper specifics in future videos, let's touch briefly on eligibility. For some seniors, there may eventually be slight shifts in who qualifies for certain benefits or how those benefits are calculated. But these developments generally don't happen in secret or overnight. You usually have time to understand what's being proposed and how it might affect you. Keeping an eye on official notices, reading mail from Social Security and Medicare instead of tossing it aside and going over your records now and then can help you stay in the driver's seat. Being proactive is a habit that can really pay off when it comes to retirement stability. One of the most encouraging truths I want you to remember is that you are absolutely capable of handling this. You've managed households, raised families, worked through job changes and health challenges. You already have a lifetime of experience adjusting to new realities. Learning how a new policy might affect your benefits is just one more skill you can add to that list, and you don't have to do it on your own. That's why Senior Money USA exists, to give you simple, reliable explanations and walk with you through these updates in a way that feels supportive, not scary. By now you may be wondering, all right, but what does all of this really mean for me personally? In simple terms, it means staying alert, reviewing the benefits you have today, and being ready to respond if you see that a change affects you directly. Just like checking the weather before you go out, you can't change what's happening in Washington, but you can decide whether you need to carry an umbrella. That small amount of preparation can make a big difference in how comfortably you get through the next few months and years. And if you're finding this conversation useful so far, taking a second to, like this video, tells the platform that seniors value this kind of guidance, which helps more people see it. Sharing the video with someone else who might be wondering about these same issues is another powerful way to support your community. As we come to a pause in this part of the discussion, I want to reinforce a simple idea. Change is not something to panic about. It is something to plan for. With accurate information, a calm mindset, and a bit of organization, you can move through new orders, adjustments, or policy shifts much more smoothly. You've already proven throughout your life that you can adapt, and this is just another example of that. In the next part of this series, we'll go more deeply into possible effects of this new order on Social Security and Medicare, talk through general steps you might consider to protect yourself, and point you toward resources you can use to get official, up-to-date answers. Throughout that process, I'll be here to guide you and respond to your questions as best I can. The promise at the beginning of this video was that by the end you'd feel more empowered, more informed, and more in control of your benefits. And that's exactly what we're working toward. Remember, your retirement years should be as secure and comfortable as possible, and that's what we're building together here on Senior Money USA. So keep watching, keep participating, and let's do everything we can to make sure any changes in policy work for you instead of against you. Before we close out today, I'd like to take a breath and recap, because the whole purpose of Senior Money USA is to help you feel capable and confident with your benefits, your finances, and your peace of mind so that your later years are not filled with unnecessary worry. It's very common to feel uneasy when you hear about a new government order or proposed change to programs you count on. Most of us have experienced that moment of reading a headline and feeling that knot in the stomach about Social Security, Medicare, or other support you've planned around. But simply by showing up, listening, and trying to understand what this new order really means, you've already done something important to protect yourself, and that's worth acknowledging. We revisited Social Security because it is such a foundational source of income for so many people, and the key message there is that awareness and preparation matter far more than panic. By staying on top of any updates, checking how your benefit is calculated, and reviewing your statements, you help ensure that your monthly income continues to serve your needs as well as possible. And if questions come up, reaching out to your local Social Security office for clarification is a smart move. Those offices exist to help you, and getting accurate information early can prevent larger worries later. Health coverage is just as vital, and when it comes to Medicare, taking a proactive approach, understanding your current plan, knowing your copays and drug coverage, and keeping an eye out for enrollment windows or plan options gives you more control over how changes might affect you. Instead of being caught off guard by bills or coverage limits, you can position yourself to make adjustments if needed. All of these small actions, reviewing records, watching for official letters, noting important dates, act like routine maintenance on your financial life, little bits of care that keep everything running more smoothly over time. One thing I never want you to forget is that you are part of a much larger group. Countless seniors are walking through these same questions, and there is real comfort in knowing you're not the only one sorting through this information. That sense of shared experience is at the heart of this channel, a welcoming, reliable space where you can learn, ask questions, and see others doing the same. When you comment with your concerns or share what you've learned, you're not only helping yourself, you may also be helping someone else who needed to hear that they're not alone. We also talked about the fact that change sometimes brings hidden opportunities. Updated rules can create new options for coverage, different types of benefit arrangements, or lesser-known programs that might suit you better than what you have now. By paying attention and approaching these shifts with curiosity rather than only fear, you open the door to finding better fits and possibly improving your situation. Yes, it can be stressful at first, but if you treat it like learning a new skill, one step at a time, you gain confidence. And that confidence turns into freedom. Freedom to plan, to choose among options, and to enjoy your retirement without feeling that you're always in the dark. I hear from viewers frequently who say that after watching and understanding these topics, they feel calmer and more in control. And that is exactly why these videos exist, to turn confusion into clarity and tension into a sense of direction. As we move to close, here are a few practical reminders. Keep following official sources for updates, look over your benefit statements now and then, jot down questions as they come to you, and don't hesitate to involve trusted family members in the conversation. Sometimes talking everything through with someone you trust brings new insights and reassurance. Try not to let nerves or confusion keep you from taking those small steps. Avoiding the topic often makes things feel scarier, while a modest amount of effort can prevent bigger problems down the road. By choosing to stay informed, ask questions, and understand your choices. You're taking the lead in your own financial life, and that sense of control is something you've earned. If this video has helped you feel more confident or clear about what might happen next with this new order on benefits, please click like, share it with someone else who might benefit, and consider subscribing with notifications turned on so you don't miss future explanations. It's an easy way to stay a step ahead as policies evolve. Above all, remember that your retirement belongs to you. It should be a time of as much comfort and confidence as possible. And by taking the time to understand how potential changes may affect you, reviewing your own situation, and staying engaged, you're taking important steps to protect that. This channel exists to offer you guidance, clarity, and encouragement as you do that. So take a deep breath. You've already done something positive by being here today. Stay proactive, stay informed, and remember that you're not doing this alone. You have a community here at Senior Money USA, and we're working through these issues together. Thank you sincerely for spending your time with me today. Your trust and attention mean a great deal, and I look forward to bringing you more updates, explanations, and practical tips in future videos. Until next time, keep your head up, keep learning, and keep taking care of yourself. You deserve security, comfort, and confidence in your retirement years. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and share so we can keep this conversation going and help as many seniors as possible stay informed and empowered. By taking this step today, you've already moved in the right direction, and together we can make sure your benefits serve you, not the other way around.